All right, here it is.
It's not a bad quantity.
Yes, it includes the little surprise for Egbert, enough acid to knock out an elephant.
When?
Today.
Today?
I want Egbert fixed today.
It's as good as done.
I've just come from C Block. Bit of trouble up there, Merle Jones.
Oh?
Seems one of the women called her by her nickname, Looney. She reacted by smashing up 2 dorms and half of their rec room.
If the department insists on keeping here, there's not much we can do. See that the damage is repaired, will you?
With respect, there is one thing we can do.
Which is?
Transfer her to this block.
Apparently there's a young man here to see you. Says he's your son, Marty.
Bon voyage.
Hi.
Hi, yourself. Just as well I don't mind surprises.
I've been meaning to write. I just haven't had much time lately.
I've heard that one before. How long are you on leave?
I'm not.
Oh?
I've left the Navy, Mum. Decided I've had enough.
I thought you loved it.
Yeah, well, I did. But you've got to get sick of it sooner or later, all that water day in and day out.
Oh, well, suppose you're old enough to make up your own mind. Any idea what you're going to do?
No, I haven't really made up my mind yet. No rush. Well, are you glad to see me or not?
Well, of course I am. I can't get over the shock, that's all.
What about you? You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. What are we standing out here for? I mean, have a cup of coffee. Got a lot of catching up to do.
Lovely, like little fairies' wings.
How come you're so into fairies anyway?
I like fairy tales, that's all. Better than all the gloom and doom you read in the newspapers.
Nothing to what goes on in here.
Yeah. Do you think they'd mind if I sneak down to the cell to see how they look?
Yeah, they'd mind. They're funny about that sort of thing in here.
Oh, no, they wouldn't. Not really. Not when they see how pretty they're going to be.
Yeah, well, when Shook gets back, you can go on the skip. They find you, they think you're working.
I wonder where she's got to. Oh, probably in a corner somewhere pining for Stevie boy, eh?
You can't blame her having to wait all that extra time before getting married.
Yeah, well, at least the freak won't be giving her a hard time. Life's been real pleasant since we had that little, talking to the other night.
Yeah, that was fun. Ought to do it again sometime.
I'll be in that. Kate Ferguson off our backs, eh?
Miss Ferguson?
Yeah, the big ugly one.
Oh, actually, we're old friends. She was in the Brisbane Nick when I was there.
And you're still in one piece? Geez, the fairies must be looking after you.
Joan's okay. Her back's a lot worse than her bite.
You must be thinking of someone else, sweetheart. The freak's a murdering bitch, full stop.
Not when you get to know her. I don't think I can wait any longer. I think I'm going to have to go to the toilet.
Yeah, well, you don't have to take those, you know. They do have toilet paper.
No, silly. I'm going to sneak in my way back and have a look at what they look like on the window.
She's full of beans, eh?
Yeah, I don't much like a choice of friends.
The fairies?
No! Maybe Joan Ferguson.
Chucky! Hey, Chucky!
Get away!
Stop playing silly back.
Get away from me!
God, keep your shirt on. I only came in to borrow something to read. Oh, Good, I don't know, you kids, you're a pack of raving rabbits. Them stupid rat-bag kids in there. Good, I don't know. Ah, now let's see how they look. Ah. Lovely.
Snook, what do you think you're doing?
Putting up some curtains. And the name is Wilkinson now, remember? Lorelei? I prefer Laurie.
Takes a bit of getting used to.
Makes a bit of a difference, don't you think?
You volunteered for work. You're supposed to be in the laundry.
Oh, look, can't I just put them up and see how they look?
You never learn, do you? Give you an inch, you take a mile.
I'll only be a minute.
Well, get on with it and don't waste any time. And don't you tell anyone I let you get away with it or it won't happen again.
Won't say a word. Our secret.
Yeah, same goes to that other business too.
Oh, yes, I was going to have a chat to you about that.
About what?
Not telling anybody my other name.
I was talking about what happened in Brisbane.
Oh, that? Well, it's nobody else's business, is it?
Glad you see it that way.
Hang on to that for a moment, Philly.
Oh, you never know when to quit while you're ahead, do you? Now pack that up and get to the laundry.
I'm sorry, I just want everything to be nice. I mean, for the others too. I won't be here for that long anyway.
What makes you say that?
My little princess Zoe. They wouldn't have the heart to keep her apart from her mother for too long.
People who break the law tend to finish up in jails, kids or no kids.
Oh, it'll all work out, I'm sure of it. Pity about Keith, though. You know that nice young man at the pub? I really liked him. He was a nice young man that you were with. Is he your, friend?
None of your business.
Oh, look, I'm sorry. Look, all I meant was, after what happened in Brisbane, you deserve some happiness. Look, you're right, I know. It is none of my business.
I will give you 5 minutes. And don't you go pushing old friendships too far, because I won't warn you again. Lurleen.
And then we realised the whole island's deserted except for me and Skeet. The others had headed back to the ship hours ago.
Skeet, is that the man who drove you over here?
No, that's Dave. You don't know Skeet. Anyway, we had the time of our lives. Tropical paradise it was. Felt like modern-day Robinson Crusoe's.
Well, if the Navy's all that much fun, why did you leave?
I don't know. I was just feeling hemmed in, I suppose. Stuck on a ship most of the time.
Oh, what about all those exotic ports and seeing the world?
Yeah, fun the first time. I just found I was getting more and more bored. Wanted some freedom to try other things.
I see.
Hey, come on, you know me. I'll get a job.
All right, Mum, just shut up.
I've got a few ideas. Just want to take my time, see what's happening. I'll start checking the papers out tomorrow.
Fair enough. Well, so you'll be spending some time at home then?
Yeah, if it's okay.
Bet it's okay.
And tonight, I'll take you out and shout you to a slap-up dinner. Take your mind off your troubles.
What troubles?
I heard you're not deputy anymore.
Who told you that?
I, got talking to the gate guard while I was waiting for you to come out.
Oh, I see. Well, if we are to go out to dinner, we're to go Dutch, all right?
Hey, come on, I'm not broke. Can't afford to shout you a good meal. We'll have a great time. We'll relax, talk. We've got lots to catch up on.
Well, I'd love to hear more about what you've been doing in the Navy.
Told you most of it.
All you've told me is that you're leaving. I mean, what about Frank and Ron? I didn't think you three'd ever split up.
Come on, Mum. I've put the Navy behind me. I'd like to leave it there. I promise you I wasn't drummed out for kicking the captain in the shins. Okay?
All right. It's just that we mums have overactive imaginations sometimes.
Yeah.
Hello, Chucky. What do you think? Chucky?
Has the witch gone?
What?
Ding dong, the witch is not dead, the wicked witch. I saw her.
God, what have you been into?
Oh, that's pretty. Can I wear it?
Sure. Look, you just sit down there until I get some help. Do you understand? Stay there until I come back.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Don't you move, Chalky!
Wow. Look at that. It's beautiful. Love you, Steve. Steve.
Hey, maybe we could bottle that stuff and smuggle it out.
What stuff?
All that steam. Ought to be worth lots of dough.
Who's gonna buy it?
Well, lots of people. They could use it to run trains and factories and everything.
Hey, I was all thinking for a minute there, didn't I?
Yeah, well, we'll let you know if we need a stand-up comic.
They're out their mind, Lurch. Think of all the brain cells you just killed off working out the punch.
Yeah, I just saw Chalky. She's off on some sort of drug trip.
Oh, come off it. She doesn't use the stuff.
I've been inside long enough to know when someone's tripping.
You sure you're not mixing her up with someone else?
No, look, we've got to get to her quickly before Joan spots her.
Well, where the hell is she?
She's in the dorm. I told her to stay put, but I don't know whether I got through or...
Oh, guys, hang on!
What was that you said about Ferguson? She's floating around the dorm on patrol. She could have sprung the girl by now, for all I know.
Yeah, all right. Nance, you go.
I said I would!
Nance goes! She's only just started working in here. The screws are used to her wandering around. And if Chook's on something, she'll listen to her as much as anyone.
She hasn't hurt herself, has she?
Not far as I saw.
Just get her here before she gets into any trouble.
Yeah, I'll try.
We're going to have to keep her out of sight till she comes down. The screws find out she's really going
I
to...
just hope that Joan hasn't found her already.
I can't see how you got to pass the screws.
You don't have to. It only matters that I did, and I can do it again.
Love to see the look on Connor's face if she knew.
Have either of you seen Julie?
No. And this is a private conversation. Get out.
Well, I'm sorry to have bothered you.
She's got a nerve coming in here.
Let the others know about the coke. Tell them we'll be dealing it out to our friends in the lunch break.
Be plenty of them now, I reckon.
Yes, there will. This is where it starts. The end of Connors and her stupid warriors.
Well, now, here's the key of the flat, and I've written down the address.
I know the address, Mum. Really great seeing you again. You didn't mind me coming here to the prison, did you? I wanted to surprise you.
Of course I didn't mind. You made my day.
Okay, Dave, okay. I'll see you when you get home tonight.
Okay, and don't worry about the restaurant. Just keep it simple.
Yeah, Joe's Bar and Grill, that's all you're worth.
Bye.
How'd it go?
Okay.
What'd you say when you told her?
I didn't.
Why not? Come on, mate, you got to do it sooner or later.
Okay. But in my own time, all right?
Julie!
Steve?
Come on, Julie. Our guests are waiting.
Guests?
Yes. Well, you didn't think we were getting married in a registry office, did you? There are hundreds of people out there. Our relatives, friends, the cream of society. We mustn't keep them waiting.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Where is the girl? Isn't she ready yet?
Oh, she's just coming, Mother.
Really, dear, when I gave you my blessing, I assumed you'd at least make an effort to be worthy of us. My God, what are you wearing? Stephen, is this some sort of a joke?
Well, I imagine it's all she can afford. She doesn't look that bad.
She looks absolutely disgusting. Really, I can't allow this to continue. I could never let you marry anyone so common.
Look, I know she doesn't have much to recommend her, but the thing is, well, I feel sorry for her. Well, maybe I can help her.
You can't help her, Stephen. How can you help anything as pathetic as that? She's only after our money anyway. Come on, let someone else try and pick her up out of the gutter.
Well, she's right, Julie. It would never work. I'll see you around.
Steve? Steve, wait!
Now, wash those dishes properly. Use more detergent. You'll have us all down with hepatitis.
Mervyn, have you seen Julie? She's out with a skip somewhere, and I've got a message for her.
No, but if I do, I'll tell her you're looking for her.
Oh, Julie, I've been looking for you. Could you come to the laundry? Lexi wants to speak to you. Where is he?
Who?
Steve! He's not there, love.
What's the matter, Julie? There's something wrong with her. She doesn't hear me.
No, she's upset about her parole. I'll look.
She seems very odd to me. I think I should get an officer.
No, there's no need. He's out there. I've got to talk to him.
You can't go out there. You know it's not allowed.
I've got to talk to him. No, nobody panic her.
No, don't be silly. Put that down. What's the matter, Julie?
I know you're all working for his mother. Well, you can't stop me talking to him. Get out of my way.
Give me the knife. Oh, quick. All of you, get outside. Get an officer quickly.
No, I'm all right. It'll be all right. Where is she?
On drugs, if I'm any judge. She would have used this on me if Nancy hadn't pushed her.
Oh, no, she wouldn't, Mrs. P. She didn't mean to hurt me. It was an accident.
What's happening? Egbert attacked McCormick with a knife. They think she's on drugs.
Egbert? Where is she?
She ran outside.
Oh, have someone get McCormick to sick bay.
Are you sure she came out here?
Well, I don't know. That's what Mervyn said.
Well, you have a look around whilst I go and get help for full ground search.
Right.
Juliet pull a knife on anyone, let alone use it.
Yes, it certainly doesn't sound like it.
You're lucky it wasn't a lot worse, aren't you?
Do I really have to stay here?
Yes.
Well, why? I want to see how Julie is.
Look, firstly, that was a dirty knife you were cut with, and secondly, you're showing symptoms of shock. I want you where I can keep an eye on you. Anyway, that girl's given you enough trouble for one day.
She didn't mean to. It was an accident. Oh, I do hope she hasn't done anything silly.
Steve! I want to see Steve!
He's not here now. We'll phone him and get him to come.
He is here! I saw him!
No, you must imagine. Now, just calm down.
Shocky, what's going on?
Move along, Patterson. Come on, let's go to the rest of the
I want to stay with Fred and Lexi! Listen to her, she's off her face! She can't be!
You better believe it, sister.
Smart corridors aren't standing around here. Move along. Don't you, Maxwell? I want to talk to you.
What about?
That surly tone of voice for a start. So you had a win with Egbert.
I do what I say I'll do.
And about the other matter?
All you have to do is make sure our muscle gets here. The sooner the better.
Well, the governor's agreed to it. The transfer happens this afternoon.
And she's the one you told me about? Good. Then I can go ahead and set the trap. I guarantee you Connors will walk straight into it.
Yes, well, if there's anything in your cell you don't want found, I suggest you keep it out of sight. There'll be a cell search after this Egbert business.
If there's going to be a cell search, they'll find it wherever I hide.
It depends on who's doing the searching. You watch that cellmate of yours. The last thing I need is for her to mess up our arrangement.
I told you she hates dope. Ever since that time she got sick as a dog.
You saw for yourself. She was high as a kite. The question is, where did she get it from?
Someone must have sold it to her.
Maybe. Or maybe someone just gave it to her, without bothering to ask whether she wanted it or not.
You mean forced her to take it?
What else? Lex is right. Chook wouldn't take it off her own bat.
Well, if I ever find out who gave it to him, I'll bloody well kill him. She'll never get a parole after this, and it'll probably be the end of her chances with Stevie boy, too.
Right, that should calm her down a bit. Not much else we can do but keep her comfortable as possible and let it run its course.
Where's Steve?
It might be an idea if someone gets him in.
Well, he's already been contacted. He's on his way.
Is she going to be all right?
I don't think there'll be any lasting damage.
It was an accident with her life, Mrs. Morris. She didn't mean it.
Look, that's all right. Now, you get back to bed. I want you to get some rest.
Joyce, we'd better do a cell search and see if we can find out where the drugs came from.
It's Maxwell. It's got to be.
You don't have to sell me, Lex. I thought it was her as soon as we started talking about it.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's go get her and William.
Look, we ought to do something, Reed.
We will. Later.
Later? What is wrong with now?
Use your brain. That's exactly what they'll be expecting. And they've got hardware, remember.
Oh, we can handle them, knives or no
I
knives.
said we wait until the screws even things up for us.
What do you mean?
There's going to be a cell search, right? And even if they don't find the acid, what they will find is Maxwell's knife and whatever else she's got. Then it'll be just us against them, hand to hand.
I still say we do it now.
Makes sense to me, Lex.
Yeah. Look, if Maxwell's stupid enough to bring the screws down on herself, we may as well let it work for us. Well, maybe. But only because there is no point in starting anything while the screws are plodding around. But the moment that bloody search is finished...
We'll be down on Maxwell and Williams like a ton of bricks. In the meantime, we'll have the fun of seeing Maxwell's face when the screws clean out her hardware.
Where the hell have you been? I told you to get here straight away.
Been talking to some of the girls. Getting cold feet, some of them. Even after I gave them a free snort of coke.
Is that so?
You must be crazy feeding Egbert that stuff. The screws are going to find everything now.
You really think a cell search didn't occur to me?
Well, you're sure not doing much about it.
Why do you think I asked you to come here? Get all the coke and all the weapons back from the others. Bring everything into my cell.
What good's that going to do? The screws will find them there, good as anywhere else.
They won't. I've got somewhere special to hide it.
You're dreaming. They're going to look everywhere.
Stop wasting time and do it.
What if the screws catch me with it?
They won't if you're careful. Look, don't you know by now that I never talk unless I can deliver?
Yeah, suppose.
If you don't, you should. You get the stuff and bring it to my cell. I promise you we'll keep it.
Clean here.
Yes, here too.
Too clean. Maxwell, we know you've got contraband hidden in this prison, and we're going to find it.
No idea what you're talking about.
Let's get on to the next one.
Right. What's up with you?
Nothing. I just thought that...
You just thought they were going to find something. Well, I'm not as stupid as Connors thinks. I've got stuff hidden, but not where a screw's ever going to find it. Tell her that. From me.
Oh, Steve, I'm sorry.
There's no need to be. I know it wasn't your fault. Well, can you remember what happened?
No. I don't know where that awful old wedding dress came from. I wouldn't ruin our wedding on purpose.
What dress?
You didn't believe all those things your mum said about me, did you?
Hey, come on, relax. You've been dreaming, hallucinating. Can you remember anyone giving you anything? Something that might have had drugs in it.
Drugs? I wouldn't do that. Drugs make me feel awful. You don't think I'd do something stupid like that, do you? I don't know, it was... Oh, collecting the laundry.
What's the last thing you remember, Julie?
I don't know. Mrs. Reynolds, why are the lights in here so bright?
Close your eyes if it hurts. It'll wear off in a couple of hours. Well, she must have been set up. She wouldn't risk taking anything, not after what happened with the parole board last time.
Yes, I agree. Don't worry, Steve. I'll get to the bottom of it. I'm hoping we'll find something in the cell search.
Can you ask him all to wait? I just have to change my dress.
It's okay. You just relax.
Mrs. Reynolds, we've finished the cell search. Did you find anything? Afraid not. The women are waiting for you in the rec room now.
Let's go and see what they have to say.
Let's see how Maxwell tries to worm her way out of this one.
Yeah, not so tough without a knife backing her up, eh?
Rick! The screws went through and turned us inside out!
Yeah, found the lot, eh?
All right, quiet, everyone! Quiet!
All right, I think you all know why I'm here.
Someone's been hiding naughty things in their cells.
Know that for a fact, do you, Connors?
Oh, I heard rumours.
In that case, perhaps you'd like to share them with me. Tell me where they are.
You're joking. You mean you haven't found them?
Nothing was found, but I want to make it quite clear it won't end there. Someone has drugs, and that someone has fed them to Julie Egbert, clearly against her will. Now, if you know something, I suggest you tell me. Not here, of course, in the privacy of my office.
We don't lag.
And I don't allow drugs to be forced onto inmates. I'd appreciate your help. It'll be confidential.
What happened? We know she's got the stuff, don't we?
She's got them.
She must have it well hid.
Not as smart as you thought, Connors.
Who try and muck things up for me?
Well, that's what Mrs. Reynolds has gone to find out. Well, can you remember anything yet?
No, just being on skip duty.
Well, did you talk to anyone?
Oh, wait on, there was someone. It was Mrs. Morris. I think she asked about us.
And what after that?
Nothing. The kitchen. Being in the kitchen with Merv and Nancy.
No, that was afterwards when you were already
And a knife. There was something about a knife. Was that part of the dream too?
Well, not exactly.
We had a little accident, nothing for you to worry about. Now, think back to when you were out with a skip. Did you meet anyone else other than Mrs. Morris?
No. I think what happened was I went to my dorm to get the linen. And then I remember feeling something on the back of my head. I don't know, it's really fuzzy. Maybe I bumped it on something.
Maybe.
I told you we should have gone after him straight away. Now, they're still armed and they've had plenty of time to get ready for us.
Something that can't be fixed.
Well, I reckon we shouldn't listen to me more.
If I'd listened to you, knucklehead, we would have got stuck right in the middle of the search.
All right, but the search is over. When are we going to do something?
No, Lex, I'm starting not to like the way you're talking to me.
I was only asking.
What are we going to do, Ree? Changing tactics. Gonna have to do the screws job for him, get the stuff off Maxwell ourselves.
Well, how are we going to find it when the screws didn't?
We don't. We thumped the daylights out of them until they hand it over.
Oh, now you're talking. I'll be in that, eh?
No way.
Hey, Chucky's my mate, and I want a piece of them for what they did to me.
It'll only take two of us, and even if I did need more, you wouldn't be one of them. Not till you learn to do what you're told. Now shut up and eat.
Well, when are we going to front them, Rick?
As soon as lunch break's over. Before the afternoon's out, that bitch is going to be sorry as hell she ever laid a finger on Chucky.
If we could just resolve it quickly without involving the department. If they get wind of it, I can't see how I can keep it off Julie's record.
Well, surely they'll see she's been set up.
By whom? At the moment, we're just going on our own feelings, and you know how much notice they took of those at the parole hearing.
Can't you use your own discretion and deal with it internally? And that way it'll be up to you whether it goes on a record or not.
I could, if the Deputy Governor agreed.
Oh, there's no chance of that. Not the way Joan and Dwyer have been in each other's pockets lately.
We could just find the slightest shred of evidence. I know she's innocent, I know she's been deliberately set up, and there's not a damn thing I can do about it.
Well, couldn't you tell Joan to give her another chance? I mean, she does have occasional flashes of humanity.
It's a long shot. Still, at the moment, it may well be her only chance.
Some of you are worried about Connors. That's why I've got you all here, to tell you once and for all that Connors is as good as finished.
Well, why isn't she here so you can tell her?
She knows what I think of her. Janet? I got you the cocaine, and I saved you from having it found in the cell search. Even Connors couldn't have done that for you.
How'd you do it?
Never mind. But wars are won by the side with the best supply lines. Now I'm giving you one last chance to be in at the start. So who's in?
Yeah, well, it's all real impressive, but how do we know you're not some 5-minute wonder? Once we're in charge, we're going to stay there. Anyone ever gives us any trouble, we'll be stomped on. Real hard. I still don't reckon you got what it takes to be top dog. You got to want it real bad. I don't reckon you do.
You're right. Well, almost, anyway. When I walked in here, those bitches gave me hell. They left me 2 choices, stay on the bottom or get on top. I can assure you I won't be staying on the bottom.
Assuming you get past Connors.
You just saw how clever she was, thinking I'd be caught out by a cell search. I'm a damn sight smarter than she is, and a hell of a lot more determined.
She can still crack heads.
What I have is brains. And if any of you think that's not a match for brawn, just look at your history books. Look, if you want to go down with her, fine. But if you're smart, you'll come in with us. The rewards are obvious.
Count me in. I reckon that goes for all of us, girls. Be fools not to.
Very sensible.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I had a call that Egbert had recovered enough for some more questions.
Revealed her supplier, has she?
She still doesn't remember much. She thinks she may have been hit over the head. Presumably when she was being fed the drug. Sister Hall did verify a superficial scalp wound, Miss Ferguson.
It could have happened when the truck picked up that bin she was in, or in the fight in the kitchen.
Or she could have been hit over the head.
I'm sorry, I can't buy that. Now, drugs are scarce. If someone does get them in here, they're either going to use them or deal them. There is no percentage in forcing them on someone who doesn't want them.
Unless they're trying to get her into trouble.
Why? She's too ineffective to have any enemies.
You know better than to make that sort of statement.
I also know that she has a clear history of involvement with contraband. It's all there in the parole board's report.
They based their decision on 1 or 2 incidents. Not her overall behaviour, and the same thing could happen next time she's up for parole if it goes on her record.
Are you suggesting it shouldn't?
I'm convinced she didn't knowingly take the drug.
God, no wonder this prison's in the mess it's in. You believe any cock and bull yarn those women hand you.
Look, I didn't ask you here to trade insults. I'm appealing to your sense of fairness to give her a chance. I want to treat this matter in-house.
It would be a breach of my position as Deputy Governor. Now, if Egbert wants to stay with the Connors crowd, she has to suffer the consequences.
So you'd crucify the girl even though no one else believes for a minute that she's guilty?
I'm just doing my job, which is, after all, what the Minister expects me to do. And this is the very sort of thing that he has instructed me to put a stop to.
I should have known I'd be wasting my breath. It always has to be by the book with you, doesn't it? At least when it suits you.
All right. Obviously, this means a great deal to you, so I will go this far. Now, you know that I have a source inside the prison. So I'll see what I can find out. And if I find evidence that Egbert is not guilty, then I will pass it on to you.
I will not use informants.
And I will not bend the rules.
All right, for Egbert's sake, I'll try it your way.
Personally, I believe she's guilty. But if we find out that she isn't, then I'm the last one who'd want to see her in trouble. I've got no axe to grind one way or the other.
We better hurry. Just because Tina saw him in the gym don't mean they're going to stay there all over.
They'll be there. It's probably their idea of getting ready for a punch-up, doing a bit of gym training.
Oh, geez, Ruth, can't I come with you?
I already told you no. Getting involved in a fight's too much of a risk for someone who's up the duff.
Oh, risk, Maxwell and Williams, you've got to be joking.
Look, they're still carrying hardware, Lex. I'll come if he'd like, even the odds.
After what they did to Chucky, they'll need a tank to slow us down.
Yeah, rotten buggers. Let's give them heaps.
Yeah, well, be careful, eh?
They don't call me Rita the Beater for nothing, sweetheart. I don't know about you, Lurch, but I'm going to be enjoying every minute of it.
Here they come.
I've been looking for you. There's something we got to sort out.
Really?
Yeah. You lot rack off. This is personal.
You're pretty good at giving people orders, Connors.
Just like you're good at giving kids acid.
No idea what you're talking about.
And how about we draw you a picture?
Oh, great.
Thought I told you a lot to clear out.
Maybe you didn't ask politely enough. Keep knit. Now, what was it you wanted to straighten out?
There aren't that many. We can take them.
Yeah, looks like there's nothing else for it.
You'd be fools to try. We'll cut you down before you get 2 feet.
You better know how to use that thing, because I'm going to make you the first.
This what you call a fair fight?
I didn't ask for the fight. You're the ones doing that.
Fight be buggered. You're the only one I'm interested in. Now, are you going to tell them all to rack off, or do I do it in front of them?
Only if you want a full-scale gang war. Well, that's okay by us, but how many of your precious warriors would still be standing at the end of it?
They'd manage.
Okay, but there'd be a lot of women getting hurt. Not to mention trouble from the screws. Is that what you want?
If it would mean getting rid of you, yeah, that's what I'd want.
Seems a pity putting the women through all that just because you and I don't get along.
Fine, leave them out of it. Let's just make it you and me.
I was thinking along those lines myself. 1 to 1. Your best fighter against ours. What would you say to that?
No way. I want the bitch who fixed Julie up, and that's you, Maxwell.
All right. If your side wins, I'll fight you.
You for real?
Yes.
We pick anyone we want from our gang.
And so will we. Well,
All right, you got yourself a deal. When?
I haven't worked that out yet.
Well, don't take too long.
Why don't you get out of here before I change my mind?
Glad to. The stink in here is starting to get to me a bit. Come on, Lute.
Are you bloody mad? We had him and you let him go.
I don't know who you reckon's gonna fight him, but it sure ain't gonna be me.
Or me. Or any of us. Your bright idea. You take him on yourself.
I told you I had a plan, didn't I? Well, this is all part of it. And Connors has walked right into the trap.
Amy Ryan?
Joan Ferguson. Just letting you know everything's been taken care of.
Oh, that is good news, Miss Ferguson. You're quite sure? You can guarantee a sentence will be increased?
She'll serve out her last 3 years without parole. I've seen to it personally.
I'm sure you have. You had no problems?
None that I couldn't handle.
What I meant was it couldn't be traced.
I know exactly what you meant. The job is done. It's just a matter of the financial arrangement.
Well, of course. The money will be deposited in your account this afternoon. Thank you, Miss Ferguson. It's been a pleasure doing business with you.
Yes, I'm sure. Goodbye.
You're bigger than the rest of those creeps. It'll have to be Maxwell.
Well, how about letting me take her on?
No way. I'm saving this one for myself.
Look, I don't get it. How come she's setting all this up when they could have got into you in the gym?
Yeah, it's been bugging me too. The bitch is making it too easy for us.
Yeah.
Maybe she's planning something.
Yeah, but what?
Well, I was watching the others when she said about it being one-on-one. It was news to them, I can tell you. They didn't like it much.
Yeah, of course they didn't. They know Rita will be fighting for our side.
Yeah, they know it. Maxwell knows it too. Stupid, I can beat her like that. That's why it doesn't make any sense.
And she's going to have to end up fighting you, you know, just to save face.
Still think something's funny.
Got your new cellmate, Maxwell. Her name's Jones. Make sure she knows how things are run around here and not to cause any trouble.
Hello, I'm Kath Maxwell. Come in and get yourself settled. I'm sure we're going to be very good friends.
You look real tough, Eagle Woman. Now, where's Captain Corona? There, Captain. Up there with her, you know. Oh, hey, watch out for the evil Gronks. Pow! That. Beauty, Captain. You got 'em all.
I used to read comics all the time. They're a lot of fun.
Oh, these are special. They're me best friends. I really like the way they're bimming and bamming those baddies like the Gronks. Yo! I'm gonna help them save people when I get out of here.
Are you?
Yeah, too right.
We could use them right now. There are some evil people around here that we need protection from.
Oh.
What's all this mess, Jones? Now, if this is how you lived in C Block, you're in for a big shock. Get this tidied up and pull those things down.
Oh, but
Don't argue unless you want to charge on your first day here. Get them down.
What's the harm in a few pictures?
The harm is that I don't like them.
There's no rule against someone putting up a few personal things. And you've got no right picking on Merle anyway. If you keep this up, I'll report you to the governor.
All right, put the silly things up if you want to, but keep them tidy.
Jeez, you sure told her.
She wasn't being fair to you.
You're the only persons ever stuck up for me. They laugh at me.
Well, if they do, you let me know. You're my friend now, and I won't have anyone treating you badly. Come on, I'll give you a hand to tidy up.
Oh, thanks. The problem is there's no evidence. We found nothing. There's no culprit.
So we'll have to go on a record.
I hate to have to say this, but our only hope's Joan Ferguson.
Oh, God, as bad as that?
She's got an informant inside the prison. It is possible she can find out who's behind it, but I admit I don't hold out much hope.
What chance has she got of ever getting parole? Any?
I'm sorry, Steve. It's one of those situations that's patently unfair, but there's nothing we can do.
Maybe. Maybe there's nothing you can do.
Look, if you're thinking of talking to the women,
No,
I'm afraid
it's Julie I want to talk to. Just for a few more minutes. Well, there is a way to solve this, but I have to know how she feels about it. Please, Anne. It's very important to both of us.
And then Dr. Snakeface says, "You're doomed, Captain Corona. With you out of the way, there'll be no one to stop me ruling the world." But Captain Corona says, "That's where you're wrong. All I gotta do is take out my cosmic ray gun and zap! Turn you into steam."
Well, that's fantastic, isn't it? What happens then?
Well, the doc tries to run, but Captain's straight after him, grabs him by the neck. Bow! Zap! He picks him up by the throat, and he says, "I will never let anyone as evil as you rule the world. Not as long as I stand for the cause of peace and justice. Take that!"
If you see Chook and Nance, tell them we're about to set the record straight with Maxwell.
Yeah, well, I've got to go up there anyway. Nancy wants me to take her diary up to her. Probably wants to write in about being stabbed.
Charming.
Hey, guess who I just saw?
Who?
Looney Jones from C Block, been transferred here, sharing a cell with Maxwell.
Just what we need, a nutcase on the block.
Oh, could be fun having her around. I could swap me comics with her.
Oh, come off it, Lurch. She's not the full quid.
Yes, she is. She gets a bit heavy sometimes, but she's okay if you don't get her riled.
Well, I'm glad she's here.
Where do you know her from?
I don't. But she must be the reason I got moved out of Maxwell's cell. Best thing that's happened to me since I got here. Hey, imagine what a hoot, Looney and Maxwell in the cell together.
Oh, shouldn't laugh at other people's misfortunes.
Maxwell isn't people.
I wasn't talking about her. I meant poor Looney having Maxwell for a cellmate.
Yeah, maybe we should send her a sympathy card, eh?
Yeah, well, one of us ought to talk to her. Just let her know if Maxwell gives her a hard time, she can always count on us to put the bitch back in her box.
Woo!
Oh, I'm just going to the bank. Are you all right?
Everything's fine.
It's just that you went off in such a hurry after that phone call.
There's trouble at the prison. Somebody set Julie up. She's lost any chance of ever getting a parole.
Oh, I am sorry. Well, you just have to try and forget her. You can't go on waiting all that time.
No, you're right. I can't.
Perhaps you should go for a holiday. Somewhere nice.
No, I want to stay here, be near Julie.
But you said you were going to forget her.
No, I didn't. I said I couldn't go on waiting indefinitely. We've talked it over and we're going to get married as soon as we can, inside the prison.
You what? But that's absurd. You have to get a marriage license to begin with, and by the time that comes through, you would have come to your senses.
I did all that when we got engaged. The license will be through in a couple of days and there's nothing that'll stop us.
Stephen, for God's sake, think about what you're doing.
I have. I love her. And there's no way I'm going to let her spend another 3 years in that place without knowing she's got something to come out to. I'm sorry, Mother. That's all I have to say on the subject.
From the infirmary. Chook told me her and Steve's getting married.
Oh, look, we know that. He's going to wait till she gets out.
No, they're going to do it now.
What?
Yeah.
Where? In the infirmary?
Well, not right now, but soon. A few days, maybe. Bloody incredible.
Hey, you can see me what I'll be doing.
Oh.
I'll take care of all the arrangements.
A few glass plate lesson. We just would have walked out and left her.
Right, that's two things we're going to be celebrating.
Two things? What's the other
We've
one?
eaten the stuffing out of Maxwell, of course. Second thoughts, maybe I ought to go easy on the bitch. Starting to look like she did Chookie a favour.
Oh, Chookie, baby.
Where's Jones?
We've gone for a wander.
Any progress?
I think our little act did the trick. She thinks I'm the best friend she's ever had.
Good.
She's not what I expected. Just a big dumb kid, really. I don't know what good she's going to do us against Connors.
Big dumb kid, eh? I'll tell you about that big dumb kid. A little while ago, one of the women in C Block decided to tear one of her comics. Just to see what Jones would say.
And?
The woman was in hospital for 6 months.
I see. Well, do you think that was such a good idea, then?
Oh, yeah. Especially if she gets it into her head that it was Connor's. And I'm sure her best friend can convince her of that.
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again. But that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines, and the rain falls down. But the sun and rain are prisoners too when morning comes around. Last night I dreamed we were together, sharing all the love we'd known, till I had to face the nightmare of waking up alone. On the inside, the roses grow. They don't mind the stony ground, but the roses here are prisoners too when morning comes around.